Good day and welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob and I'm really thankful that you joined me. Thank you for coming here to learn alongside of me. Much appreciated. Thank you. Yesterday we introduced a very simple and straightforward approach to calming our minds and our bodies. We learned mindfulness of the breath. Today, let's introduce another scientifically proven method for harnessing our stress and replacing it with what? With peace of mind. Before we do that, let's do a quick review of some key research findings. Our number one buffer against addictive relapse is when we can apply resilience building skills to deal with stress in our lives. Learn to deal with stress, reduce the risk of relapse. It's just that simple. You may recall our earlier discussion where we said that the resting brain, as opposed to the stressed out or red alert brain, the resting brain responds to stress with resilience rather than distress. In fact, the red alert brain responds to stress with not only distress, but increased cravings, and for many, eventual relapse. So what we want to do is go the opposite direction and encourage, strengthen, build the muscles that go into building a resilient brain, which is what we call the resting brain. One effective tool for moving us from red alert brain to resting brain is called mind-body bridging. And I want to introduce that to you today. So let's get started. First, I'd like you to think of a recent situation that was particularly bothersome or troubling to you. It might well be something that's current on the front burner right now. That's fine too. So pick a situation that's troubling to you. I'd like you to get a blank piece of paper and draw an oval in the middle of it. And I want you to write down that troubling situation right in the middle of the oval. Once you've done that, on the outside of the oval, I'd like you to write down the first, let's say 4, 5, 6 thoughts that come to your mind when you reflect on this troubling situation. Just write little phrases like what comes to your mind when you think about what's bothering you about this situation the worst, and just write down those thoughts. Give yourself some time to reflect on that. Just write those on the outside of the circle or the oval. When you're done with that, I want you to turn the paper over and I want you to write down a few different things. First of all, I want you to write down how cluttered or clear does your mind feel right now? That is when you're working on this material. When you get into the thoughts, how cluttered do you feel versus clear? Cluttered versus clear. I'd also like you on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 equals total calm and 10 equals totally being stressed out. How stressed do you feel right now? So we first of all look to see, is your mind clear or cluttered? And now we're looking to see, do you feel calm or stressed out? Write that down, write down that number. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to write down what kinds of feelings or emotions come up for you. Could be anything from anger to sadness to fear, you name it. But what are you aware of as you think about this troubling situation? And then finally, in this state of mind, what do you feel like doing in reaction to this situation right now? What do you feel like doing? What does having these thoughts and these feelings, the ones you just noted, what does it leave you feeling like you want to do? What kind of action? I'll be interested to see what you discover, but I want you to know that this is the very first part of learning mind-body bridging, and we're gonna go more deeply into this, but we're already well on our way. This first part is called mind-body mapping. We're mapping out what goes on inside of our bodies in response to situations in our lives, particularly troubling situations. So this is a good start. See what you find as you do this exercise, okay? And come back and join me. In the meantime, I hope that you'll stay safe and be well. I want to thank you again for joining me. Come back and join me tomorrow, and we'll continue to kind of build the skills that tie into this particular technique for managing our stress, hopefully building our resilience, building our capacity for resting mind, resting brain. Mind body bridging. That's what we'll be looking at. Thanks again. Take good care.